What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. Hope you're all doing well. We're gonna talk about the 20 Halls of Valor that we did last night. Man, I've been trying to get this thing done for weeks now, and it has been just like the bane of my existence. But we finally got a 20 done, and it was awesome. It was on Tyrannical. The bosses that I've struggled with the most, you know, Fenryr is really hard, but Hyrja is the toughest one for sure. The dome section on Hyrja, and we'll talk about that when we get there. But here's the build. I'm 411 right now, item level, and here's my build. We ran AG, of course, on the left side. I had Cudgel for the double stun on people, very important. And then, of course, we have Creation Core to get a refresh on our healing stream totem. And we're doing living stream, not cloudburst, right? So we're going to have moments where we can get 3 or 4 healing stream totems down, and they're constantly healing people, and that's ramping up over time with living stream. It's super, super good. Earthen Wall, Link, of course, Ascendance down here, and then Primordial Wave is kind of our last, like, big combo cooldown. So that's what you need to know about in this dungeon, is that you need all those cooldowns. You need AG, you need Ascendance, even Healing Tide Totem is good, you need Spirit Link, and then you need Primordial Wave as kind of that 5th and final big oomph of a cooldown to help you get through some of the more challenging scenarios. So that's the build. Let's jump into the dungeon. All right, this is it, guys. So I don't know how to do the boss on its own, right? Estero was like, let's pull everything into the boss. And I was like, I struggle on Hymdall. I don't know why. It's a struggle sometimes. Anyway, so we killed the first packs here on 4. This is on Tyrannical, guys. This is Tyrannical, Volcanic, and then Bolstering. Bolstering, Thundering, Volcanic, and then, of course, Tyrannical. So the enemies, the trash mobs are not hard to kill whatsoever. These sections are quite easy, actually. So you have to watch out for a couple things. There's the Lightning Breath. It's going on a stereo right now. That targets range people. You got to be really careful about that. That will just basically one-shot you if you're standing in it. So be careful about that. But once we're past this, we get the Hymdall. Hymdall's not too hard, of course. I just always struggle for some reason. I have, actually. I'm better at it now. But I struggled for a while with getting into the right zones. If you struggle with that, guys, just basically, after the Dancing Blades come out, just stand on your tank. Just go stand on your tank and... See, I'm just standing on Joe. Wherever Joe wants to go, I'm just going to follow him. So just do that, and you'll be in good shape. That's all you have to do. So we've got to go to middle now. Watch the tornadoes, of course. And then Wind Rush Totem is really good for this fight as well. And I'm going to Wind Rush a little bit later. It's on cooldown now. What happens? Yeah, we did it. And then we were trying to troll the melee with the blade, which we got Aeronok there pretty good. We just dropped that shit right on the melee. We were having some fun with it, but right here, I'm going to drop Wind Rush Totem, I think once the horn goes out. Just to keep, so I get everybody topped up, and then we need to start running, right? So here's Wind Rush Totem. This can be really helpful for lots of different people. Most classes have good mobility in the game, but some classes have less, and it can be helpful to do that for them. So Hymdall's pretty simple, guys. Just dodge the horn, of course. The only problem is when he does Horn of Valor. That's the big damage that comes out. So make sure people are topped up before you actually... they got to be at full health before the horn goes off. Because watch when the horn goes off here. It does quite a bit of damage. Here it is right here. Boom. Look at everybody's health. That does a lot of damage, right? So if anybody's like at 25% health, they might just die. So you need to be really careful about that. All right, that's Hymdall. We like to go to the right after Hymdall and get these 3 mobs because they don't have there's one mob on the other side that's like much more frustrating to deal with. So this one I think just has the Mystic. I tell Joe I'm going to kick this Mystic here. I'll watch this Mystic. Because on Tyrannical you want to pull as many mobs together as you can, right? Because that just means more AoE damage. So my job's to kick that one Mystic. Joe's going to kick the other one. I'm going to stun everybody here. Your Cap Totem is so valuable here. Because it's not only is it going to stop the Mystics from doing their Holy Radiance, it's going to stop Etch as well. So look at this. Etch, Mortal Hue, and Rune of Healing are all about to go down. And the second proc of my Cap Totem goes off. So that's why you really want... that's why you want Cudgel. Cudgel's just really good for that. It helps you to get through these kinds of moments here, okay? So I'm just getting some healing down. Not too much going on here. If Etch goes off, it'll kill somebody. Oh. So make sure you're kicking Etch.
So bad.
Jordan got a little trigger there. Then you're going to pull... Joe's going to decide what he wants to pull here, but the tank will usually pull, like, the captain mob, which is the next guy we pull, I think. Or you pull a whole bunch of mobs together. So we're going to pull the captain first. He does crackle and stuff. Just get rid of him, okay? And then Joe's going to pull the rest of the mobs. And you want to LOS here. We weren't sure which side he wanted to go to, so we're LOSing here. There's a frontal here on your melee. The Immortal Hue is a frontal, so be very careful for them. There's Cap Totem. Look at the value of Cap Totem once again. Very, very strong. And then I'm trying to kick the Mystic. The Stereo's got a thing on him, though. I need to dispel the Stereo right now. So there, I got rid of him. Healing Rain for some damage. Oh, instead of kicking, I used my... I hit 5. I messed up there, so my mistake. But generally speaking, you shouldn't need too many cooldowns for this. You might want to pop AG if things get really nasty, but you don't really need any cooldowns here. Now, this gets pretty nasty. Look at the bolster. There's 4 bolsters on these guys. So the Mortal Hue that they do will just one-shot melee if they're not careful. So make sure your melee are kind of careful. Then we're going to go left over towards Hyrja. And we've got 4 minutes before Lust. So we want to clear all this trash before we get to Hyrja. This part here can be kind of tricky, but you want to basically kick the guy on the top. As a shaman, you can do that. Kick Cleansing Flames as much as possible. Okay, that's what you want to do. And then you got to keep your tank alive here. Joe's going to get smacked here. So I'm going to drop Healing Rain. He's already got a bunch of armor missing. I'm going to stun all the guys so they stop putting Mortal Hue on him. It's actually really good. You can see he has stacks on him right now. And this can prevent him from getting any more stacks. So then all the stacks on him drop off because I stunned the enemies. Now, they're going to be doing it again. Breach Armor and Mortal Hue are there once again. I know Joe can dodge it if he kind of moves out of the way a little bit, but... I have 10... Oh, that was that was the video. So Joe can dodge it. As you can see, he's hiding right now, dodging some of the damage, but realistically, you can just... If you stun the enemies and then just let Joe sit in place, then the DPS can do more damage, right? That's always what you want to try and emphasize. This pack before Hyrja, the Valjar Aspirant will cast Valkyrie's Advance, whatever, Valkyrie's Advance. So it goes on one of the range players, and it's picked me. All you have to do is drop off the back of the platform here, like this, and then she will, like, stop casting it because you're going to LOS her. So it's a really great way to cheese this mechanic so that you don't have to really deal with it at all. It's going to go on me again here in a second. And you can see I'll just drop right back off the edge once again. And it means that she spends all that time like looking at me, trying to channel it, and then doesn't do anything. So she also stays with the other pack of 2 mobs, which allows us to do lots of AoE damage there, which is really good. Okay. Then we're going to pull the Hyrja mini-bosses. So right away, he's going to do his dome. The first dome happens right here. This is the most dangerous ability in the entire dungeon for us as a healer. This is something that requires serious attention. And during these ads, you don't want to blow any cooldowns because you're going to need it on the boss fight. So you don't want to use AG, don't use Descendants, don't use Link, don't use Healing Tide Totem, nothing. You have to just kind of power through all of this and get everybody to full health. Now, this is pretty nasty here. I think I popped my defensive here because I thought I was going to die. But thankfully, we actually killed the storm in time. So, then we kill this guy. He does Sanctify, of course. Now, the Hyrja boss fight's coming up here. This part is we have to organize our cooldowns if we want to make this work, okay? So, we're going to Lust on Pull. As soon as the dome comes down, I'm going to use Earthen Wall Totem. I'm going to have both Healing Stream Totems down. Okay, so Earthen Wall's down. 2 Healing Streams are down. And Healing Rain is actually on the floor as well. I'm popping Ancestral Guidance and Spirit Link here, I think. Yeah, there's Spirit Link. Here's AG. Okay? That's how many cooldowns you need to get the healing. Look at my healing here. 60, 70k, 86, 97. Like, that's how much you need to heal right there. We're healing for 90k right now. Those domes are really nasty. And Asterial healed for 40k there to keep us alive. So he did really well. Now, this section right here is actually the more dangerous, sort of the most dangerous part of the fight. It's really stupid how much damage this does. So she will occasionally just turn and zap people, and then also she'll put this yellow ring around people. If you get zapped and a yellow ring around you, you can literally die from it. So that ends up happening to me later. I'm going to show you that. and why it's like you need to have your defensive ready. Joe's going to get zapped. Here's the second dome coming up. This is the most dangerous part of the fight. This is it right here. This is where you have to blow Ancestral Guidance, Earthen Wall, and you're going to need to do Healing Tide Totem as well. So I wasn't really ready for this. Unfortunately, I get a sentence to get Healing Tide, and then I start casting Chain Heal. I needed to be casting Healing Surge. It worked for the first two, but then I was really behind. So that was a huge mistake right there. I needed to be casting Healing Surge. I don't know why I wasn't doing it. I was just like, I don't know. I thought Chain Heal would work. But anyway, that's my fault right there. And then, yeah, I should have been surging. So that's literally my fault. And then here's where I just get zapped. She just turns and zaps me here. So I wasn't topped up. That did 160,000 damage right there to me. So, very, very frustrating. But that's okay. I get rezzed here. Sanctify's going out. That's okay. I dodge. And then we stay alive. Basically, they need me for the next dome. And that's about it. But this is honestly all on me. This is the reason that this is going so badly is because of me. So I gotta play this better. I should have just done Healing Surge. Look how much damage that does. So she zapped me there. She zapped me with a Chain Lightning thing. And then I got hit by the yellow. It's so much damage, man. It's crazy. And within one GCD, I'm basically dead. There comes another. So then I popped my cooldown. I got Ancestral Guidance back. Then I had to move for the friggin' lightning because I would have got stunned. And I almost died because of that. But anyway, thankfully, we're good. Okay, we're good. Oh, somebody just followed there. So then we're through that stage. Then she does Shield of Light. Now, here's the really nasty part I was talking about.
Darkness only.
She's gonna zap me. She's put the yellow dot on me, and then she's gonna zap me with lightning. Boom. And then I'm dead. I'm dead. Holy fuck. I couldn't get a Healing Surge off in that time. I tried to just Riptide, but it wasn't enough. So part of the reason that's happening is because we have people that are dead. I think she would probably lightning zap somebody else, and then put the yellow circle on me. So it was a little bit unfair that they both happened. But sometimes she does, I think, just zap somebody and do the yellow circle. So anyway, very frustrating. But Asterial, absolutely the GOAT here. He heals himself back up to full. So he's got a yellow dot on him, but he heals himself to full here. And then partway through here, he disperses to stay alive. Right when he gets hit by the volcanic. He's dispersing right now so that he stays alive. And then that's all we needed to get through the fight. So that was good. Save the fight there. But just a very frustrating, difficult fight for me as the healer. If you don't do that pixel perfect, basically everybody's going to die every time. So to me, that's the hardest fight, I think, in any dungeon. I don't care about most of the other fights in the dungeon. But that one is just like, it's so hard. For whatever reason, that one's just really difficult to get done. So now we're going towards Fenryr. We're going to kill the dragon here. Now, Asterial's talking about pulling a second dragon down for percentage. So he's looking up right now. He ends up actually... I look up here in a second and I say, oh, there's one above our head.
I think you have to be like right under.
So I'll look up here in a second. Right there. There's one above our head. There's one above us right now. So I yell at Asterial, and then he turns. I think he turns and targets the dragon. And then his Cthulhu beam, look at the Cthulhu beam. The purple laser, that's his like Cthulhu gets it.
Oh, no, you got it.
So that was pretty sweet. Anyway, so we do double dragons here for percentage. I think you can do this whatever way you want, guys. You can pick up like more of the if you want to pick up more of the bulls down here, you can do it that way. You can grab a couple stags, but the bulls and the stags are pretty annoying to fight, especially for melee. Like, they're really annoying to fight for melee because they do that big AoE. So, you know, it's up to you. But this is where you're picking up the bulk of the rest of your percentage. Like, all of it's coming from here because you're not going to be clearing anything in the back in the center room there. Okay? Okay, we're on to Fenryr. And this fight is also really nasty, but it's much more manageable than Hyrja. So right off the bat here in this first section, Fenryr will do 3 of these Claw Frenzies in a row. Okay, so there's the first one, really nasty. I haven't used anything yet. Oh no, I used AG for that. I actually probably didn't even need to use AG for that, but I did. Right, so here's the second Claw Frenzy there. So I don't have a cooldown rolling for that one. I just have Earthen Wall down. And then for this next one, I'm prepping like a Link. There we go. There's the third one. So you can use your cooldowns because you're going to have them up again on the second part of Fenryr because it's like quite a big intermission. You have to go kill those wolves and stuff, right? So it's not a big deal. What you don't want to have happen is have the 3 claws happen here and then have to deal with it again on the first phase. You really need to, your DPS needs to be strong here. They need to get this. So we're going to get 1 Claw Frenzy here, but we're not going to get 3. So it's so dangerous. If you get multiple sets of Claw Frenzies, it'll basically just kill you. So be very careful with that. I guess we do get 2, but we don't get a 3rd. So I'm just triage healing here through it because I don't have any cooldowns left. I do have a sentence, but I don't want to blow it. So we don't get a 3rd Claw Frenzy here, which is nice. Right here, the Fenryr is going to phase. And boom, there, we're on to the next one. So good. So then we're going to the wolves. So Asterial used to be able to root the wolves, and unfortunately we can't do it anymore. Like, the priest root used to be really broken. So now we kind of have to do this the normal way, which is a little bit sad. But one thing you can do to help is to actually, as a ranged person, you can run around. So Asterial and I actually just start doing laps. But I'm telling him to do damage right now because we have stuns going out. So he gets a bit of damage in here. And then I need to start running. Him and I just need to start running. Because if multiple wolves jump on you at the same time, you will dip very, very low. And you'll basically die. So you can kind of run and I'll show you this later. We don't do it very well right there, but I'll show you later. Here's the rest of the Fenryr fight. I'm going to drink some, get some mana back. There we go. We get Lust here for P2. This is when you want to use Lust. So in this dungeon, you get to Lust all 4 bosses, right? You get to, well, there's 5 bosses, but you get to Lust Hymdall, Hyrja, Fenryr, and Odyn, which is really nice. So here, this is pretty stock standard, guys. You get Scent of Blood. You want to run into the cave with Scent of Blood. You don't need to run all the way to Timbuktu. Just run into the cave to drop Scent of Blood. The wolf will not be able to get to you. Okay. Oh, somebody just subbed there while I was recording. Leap, then he's going to do Leap, and then he'll start doing the big circle bleed. So Aranok's got 2. I actually clear my own bleed here with my racial. It's right over here. I click Fire Blood. If you're a dwarf or a Dark Iron dwarf, you can clear bleeds. That's a really big deal. Or if you're a preservation evoker, you can clear bleeds as well. Or just any evoker. Clear.
Yeah, we're good.
So then we do Scent of Blood. Then we'll have another Claw Frenzy here. I'm kind of waiting for Claw Frenzy. There it is. It's really hard to understand when Claw Frenzy is going off because it just goes off so fast. And he does it in random order. But this last one, I do use my Link is back. I'm waiting to use it. There's Link right there for the last Claw Frenzy. You just want to space out your cooldowns so that everybody can live to the bleeds. That's all you're trying to do here. And that's it. That's the whole fight. Now, we have to pick up some wolves for extra percentage. So we grab them here. This is where I'm talking about running around. Now we have the buff, the speed buff from Odyn. And so I can run here and pop Spearwalker's Grace and watch the wolves as they try to dash to me. Here we go. I'm going to run. See that wolf jumping out right there? That wolf will jump to where I was. So he's not jumping to where I am because I'm moving so fast. So you can completely avoid the wolf damage. There's another wolf's going to jump right here. You can see the wolf right there. He missed me, right? So that's what you want to do. You want to be running around like a maniac, and it lets your DPS do lots of damage, okay? And you just heal with Riptide, heal with Healing Stream Totem, whatever you need to do. It's not a big deal there. That's how you avoid that damage. Okay, now we go back to the beginning. We are not pulling anything else, guys. We're all done. Now we have a rogue. If you didn't have a rogue, you would need Invis Pots or something. But we have a rogue with Shroud here, and that's fine. So we just get through. We do have to pull these last 2 guys, but if you just get close to the door, it will open for you. And then we pull the last 2 guys, and then we're into the final area. Okay, we'll just skip ahead here. All right. Moving forward. Now, we'll just skip the mini-bosses here. There's nothing too crazy about them. We'll just get to the 2 boss fights. One thing I want to talk about quickly is God King Skovald here. Just remember, we're going to lust Odyn out here. I was just trolling. Just remember that Joe, the tank, is going to drop the shield on Ragnarok. And he's going to drop it really late. Here comes Ragnarok. So Joe wants to drop the shield as late as possible to block as much damage as possible, including the tank buster at the end of Ragnarok. So you're not going to be able to see the shield. You just need to get to your tank here right away because he's going to drop it right now. But if you don't get there quick enough, those first 3 projectiles that go out will literally kill you. So watch this, though. The reason Joe does this, the reason why he's so late on the shield is because Savage Blade is coming, and he still has the shield up for Savage Blade, and it blocks it. So That's a huge deal for the tank to do that. Just remember, you're going to need to get really close. Okay, then he does Aegis Vagamar. This is a rinse and repeat fight. There's nothing too crazy going on here, so I'm going to skip most of it. All you have to deal with is Fellblade Rush. It's going to put a dot on allies, that right there. Just you just have to just triage them. That's all you got to do. Okay? Then we're going to skip ahead to Odyn here. Now we have 4 minutes left for Odyn. Actually, more like 3:30 by the time the fight starts. So we have one shot to get this right, or else we're not going to make it. So we're going to lust in the intermission phase, of course. So right now, Asteriolaner are trying to bait the spears to come over here. This is what you want to be doing as a range player. There's the first spear. We baited it successfully. Now there's a second one that's going to come out. There, we baited that one as well. So then we're going to clear our debuffs. We're going to get pulled in here. And then I'm going to kick the ad on the way out. I try to kick him right now, but I get yoinked. There, I'm going to kick him. As a Resto Shaman, you should really help your team by doing that. It's a big deal. Big deal to be able to kick the ad like that. Okay? Now, this is the hardest part of the entire fight. Coming up here. I'm trying to get into the middle, positioned in the middle so that I'm ready to go. I should have used Windrush Totem here. I don't know why I didn't, but here's what I'm doing. I'm dropping all my totems. 2 Healing Stream totems, a Healing Tide totem, and then I pop AG to heal people as much as possible while this is happening. Just get passive healing going out. Okay? As much as possible. There we go. Jordan almost dies. Asterial almost dies. I get stunned on the way out. They're telling me to lust. And then we're going to lust here, and we do as much damage as we can because we have a damage buff right now, right? While we're in this, like, ascended form, we have a whole bunch of damage that we're getting. So make sure you pump as much damage as possible here. And then this is really bad. I should not be in the middle here because now there's spears in the middle of the room, and that's going to become an issue later, like a big issue.
What?
Now, really important that you triage everybody here. We're going to get out of here. I'm going to kick this guy. There we go. Then all the pillars are going to explode in a second, and you need to triage people really hard when that happens. So right here it's happening. Ding. Everybody goes to like 0 health. This is when I probably should just pop Ascendance. Yeah, I pop Ascendance here just to keep everybody alive. I need to top people before this phase. So Asterial isn't really topped, and neither is Jordan, and that's actually probably my fault. Let me see how much health Jordan had. Yeah, Jordan didn't have any health. Like, I need to get Jordan to full here. So this is my fault, actually. Yeah, Jordan would have had one more tick there. He
fucking orb. He's dashing in there.
Oh, he said he hit an orb anyway. But still, I think I probably could have kept Jordan alive there if I was playing that correctly. So here's the second phase. Now Odin's basically dead because we had lots of great damage in the first phase, and we're just pumping here till the very end. And that's it. You just have to get Odin to like 80% health.
Chip.
You can see we did that fight in like 2.5 minutes. Like, it wasn't even that hard of a fight.
I'm
never doing this key again. And there we go. We got our ratings at 2652 now, which is great.
We did 320s.
Yeah, we did 320s last night. It's actually insane. So really good stuff. But that's it, guys. That's Halls of Valor. That's kind of the strategy that I would employ for Halls of Valor. I think that it wasn't even that fast. Like we actually basically wiped on Hyrja. So I promise you guys, you can do this key. You just have to play Hyrja really well, and you'll actually, the rest of the key will be perfectly fine. Fenryr's a little bit dicey as well, but really it's mostly just about that Hyrja fight. If you can get through the Hyrja fight, it's just gravy after that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you on the next one.